Hi, welcome back to Raunchy Reality Recaps. Now, this week we're going over Monique and Derek from Life After Lockup. Now, last week we saw them where they just got back together after being apart a month. Derek brought her some candles and flowers and makeup for him cheating. And Monique told him that she might be pregnant. So this week we go into where Derek is in the hotel room with her, asking her to take a pregnancy test that he got. And Monique's kind of a little bit, taken aback from it. And he tells her that, hey, the girl that I cheated with said she was pregnant. She wasn't. So I want you to take the pregnancy test. And that's when Monique starts thinking, the gears in her head starts going like, hey, that means that you had unprotected, what, which is not what she said, but for YouTube reasons, I'm going to say it like that. Had unprotected, what, with that girl, and then came back and had it with me. And he's like, well, I wasn't thinking in the moment. And basically she was like, you weren't thinking about her or nothing. So anyways, of course it's going to slip up because you'll see this whole episode. He keeps on slipping like cheaters do, because in the last episode, she wanted to talk about it. He didn't want to. He wanted everything to stay in the past, because that's what cheaters do. They don't want to talk about what they did. They don't want to feel guilty. And it does nothing for the person that been done wrong. They can't move on because they got all these questions. You won't talk about it. You get mad when you talk about it. Oh, it's a past. So I completely see where Monique is, and I feel sorry for her. At this point I do feel sorry, because you'll see in this episode, just information starts trickling down because he didn't want to be honest in the first place. So she ends up saying, hey, I will take the test if you take a STD test, which is rightfully so, because he cheated. And apparently, only a week of them being out together, he cheated. So she ends up taking the pregnancy test, come back to the next scene. It's fortunately, in their situation, negative. And she starts asking him about, why did he do it? Because she was going to have to beat him up, if he got another girl pregnant. And he basically said that, I needed a plan B because I didn't know, I guess he thought she was all wishy-washy and he didn't know if she was going to come through and be with him. So he got a plan B. And, again, I would be mad about that, because you don't do that. If you say you with somebody, be with them. Even if you're in prison or not, be with that person. If you don't want to be with them, be honest. So, of course, he lets that, slip out that she, all along, she was his plan, or he had a plan B. And then ends up coming out in an interview that he was doing that since he's been in Chicago, he's done slept with 10 women. And right before that interview in the hotel room, or when that interview came on the screen in the hotel room, she asked him, so what else do I need to worry about? Is there anybody else? He's like, you don't need to worry about that. That's all in the past. Nothing's going to happen. I want to be with you. I want to be a one woman man and all that. And then the next scene, he tells him that he's been with 10 women since he's been in Chicago. So yeah, again, not telling the truth, lying straight to her face, where's that going to get you? And you want to be in a relationship. So the next scene, we see Monique in a restaurant with her two sisters. And they start asking her, about what went on, and everything. And she told them that, he apologized. They got together and, basically everything he said, he told all the crap he told her, she told her sisters, basically. So her sisters, asking when Derek ends up showing up and sitting with them, they end up asking her, hey, why were you doing that? What's going on? And again, he starts running his mouth into the ground. So he sits there and says, well, between you're fighting with my sisters and my sister's fighting with y'all, Monique started disrespecting him and he started disrespecting her. And that's when his sister's like, hey, what do you mean disrespecting? What was she doing? And Monique said, I called him the B word a couple times. And, yeah, she shouldn't have done that, but it doesn't equate to you going out and cheating because somebody called you a B word. Just break up with them. Nothing equates for you to cheat on somebody. Break up with them, So he ends up giving that excuse, and then he ends up saying, oh, well, she lied to me saying she was pregnant and everything. No, she didn't lie to you. She told you she might be. And this why I think, personally, if I wasn't with a guy like that, if he was cheating on me, especially, I would take a pregnancy test and make sure I'm not pregnant before I'd even mention anything to him. Unless we were in a serious relationship, which I don't consider they're serious because, come on, 7 days and you cheat. It's not serious. Then I would not tell a guy I was pregnant unless I took a pregnancy test and knew for sure. Because, that's just my opinion, though. People are different. So, after that, he ends up running himself into the ground again and talking about, because they were asking, why about the plan B and everything. He was like, well, I told her and everything. And she's like, no, you did not tell me. He's like, yeah, I said up front. She's like, yeah, you didn't say anything about it being a girl because I would have remembered that. And he, of course, trying to backpedal, lie and everything. And they end up, asking her sisters ask him, about, what's going to happen in the future. Is he going to straighten up? He's like, yeah, I'm going to put all the, those other side ladies or, other situations with that S he added on. That's where he got caught. And then Monique again is like, what do you mean situations or women, basically saying you said one person, this is multiple people, again, in a lie. So that is where the scene ends, and I'm pretty sure that is where our whole show is going to be based around. The whole storyline between them, and is basically him cheating, her finding out it's more and more and more women. So I think their storyline, if they keep on going, that's the whole storyline they're ever going to play, is just him cheating on her and her finding out and her getting mad and her tracking him. So I think that's where it's going to be. So like and subscribe. I'll have this as well as other videos today, and Lindsay and Blaine as well. And the other one, Cameron and Ari. I got to get her name right. But I will have all of them out today. Like and subscribe. Have a great day.